Hey beauties, I quickly want to show you how to do the assembly of your little wiggle characters. It's a much requested video, and I need to write up some descriptions and put some leaflets in with these going forward, but I'm going to show you quickly how to assemble them. First thing that I want to show you is this little shape that is on all of the sheets, or will be on all of the sheets, is a little counterweight. So on your sheet you should have either one or two of them. If you have two of them, you can just glue them together. It is literally just a counterweight, because all the weight is to the front of these. They tend to then hang to the front. So I created little counterweights for you that you can put on the back for them. So let's quickly walk through the little pieces for each of these characters. The kitty cat, the fox, and the Highland cow has got the same pieces. So for them, the steps are going to be exactly the same. And then it's the same concept with those two, but I'll show you guys the difference in the pieces for those two. So when you have your little sheet and you want to assemble, you finish painting, you want to assemble, you're obviously going to pop out your little face. So the face is going to come out first, and you're going to put the face down like so. Then the next piece you want to take out is this little guy here. I'm just going to pop that one out. And then that little guy, you're going to glue this one down. So I'm not going to glue this one, but I'm going to show you guys that you basically just glue it in the center of the head like that. Now, it doesn't really matter whether you put it this way around or the other way around, as long as it's in the center, as long as that little slot is in the center of the head, you should be fine. So add some glue, stick that one down, and then when that one is stuck down, the next little one you want to take out is the little hanger. Now, all I'm going to say is just be very careful with the hanger that you don't break the little hanger. If you do break it, let me know and I'll just pop one in your next order again, but just pop the little hanger out. So this is the one that all the little pieces is going to hang on. So for this one, you're going to use glue again, and you're going to pop it into that slot, and you're going to glue this in. If at any point in time one of the pieces is too tight to fit in, all you need to do is use an emery board and just file it on the edge. They are really nice and easy to file, but just file it on the edge just to take some of the wood off, and then you should be able to slot it in. So that's just a quick tip for you guys. If ever with any of my designs the fit is a little bit too tight. Right, once you've done that, the next one that you're going to put on is your arms. Now this one is not going to be glued down, and that is for the foxy. Technically that's for all of them, so the arms are never going to be glued down. So if this one is already glued down, all you're now going to do is take your arms that you've painted already. Let me just pop that one out, and then you're just going to hang the arms. So slot it over, so it's because it's not glued down, slot it over, and then just wiggle it to the front and then hang it in that slot. See, it hangs in that slot. The next one is really important, and that's the one that you're going to glue in, and that's this one that the little character is actually going to hang on. So that one's going to be the little hanger, if you can imagine. So for that one, what you need is this little shape here. Get that one out. And then with this one, that little slot, I'm going to take this apart, but just please imagine that it is still there, because it's going to be finicky for me to try and show you guys without it being glued together. Then this one is going to go into that slot. You're going to put just the tiniest dab of glue in there, and just make sure that you don't get the glue everywhere, because otherwise your arms are going to get stuck. And you're just going to glue it there. So just like that. Make sure the arms don't get glued down, because otherwise they won't be wiggling anymore. Okay, so when you've done that, then you're essentially going to be at the stage that this one is at. So we've now glued the backer on, we've put the little hanger in, we've put the arms in, and we've glued this little hanger on. So that is all done. Then the next bit that you're going to do is you're going to work on the backside or the body. So for the body, you're going to have one of these little pieces, and that is where the tail is going to slot into. So stick that again on the middle, or you can, if you want the tail to be a little bit longer. Oh, I just broke my leg. If you want the tail to be a little bit longer, then you can put it a bit higher. It's really up to you, but generally speaking, it should be in the middle. Then to put the tail on, you're going to use this little C clip. Now this little clip is going to fit in like that, and you can glue this one in. Mine is just not glued on so that I can show you guys. I'm so sad I broke this leg, but I'm going to glue it back together. So before you glue it in, what you want to do is take your tail and put your tail in with the painted side like this. Hook it in, so the painted side needs to be towards the opening, and then you can take this little C hook and then glue it into there, and then that's what you'll have once you've glued it in. Okay, and then for the last step, all you need, second last step I suppose, you need to do is hang the body on there, and then your counterweight, glue them together if you've got to, and then I just slot mine on. Some of them I've glued, but most of them I haven't glued on mine. Doesn't really matter, you need to do you. And then that is your little character finished, and then this hook just goes in there and up and over. And then if I remove this little guy, or let's remove the witch so I can show you guys her next, and then just hook it onto your little hanger, and there's your wiggle. It is as easy as that. Okay, so let's quickly run through the steps of the other ones. So this is the cat, the fox, and the Highland cow is exactly the same pieces, just a different head and different body and tail. So those are all the same. For your witch, the head piece is going to be this long piece with the slot in. I hope you guys can see this. I don't have any stock of cut ones so that I can show you, but it's this long one. Hopefully you guys can see. And then the arms go in. This one is glued on. The body slots on. She obviously doesn't have a tail that's wagging, so there's no tail bit here. And then just put your counterweights on, and oh, just break her while you're at it, D. And then she's ready to hang and brew her pot. So there we go. So she can wiggle like a little dance. And then for your skeleton, Mr. Skelly, for Skelly, he's got two head pieces. So obviously the one has got the front piece, and then there's the back piece with the slot in. I can't take them apart because they're glued together again. So the second head kind of acts as this little piece, you see, with the slot in. So then again, you put the hanger in, you put the arms in and the ribs for this one. And this one's hang piece, so this piece for him looks like this. Okay, so that's that piece that you then glue on standing up. Then you put his legs on, and then again the counterweight, and then he's also ready to wiggle for you. So super easy to do those ones. You have got the extra bits. So I think the skeleton has got the pumpkins on, the witch has got the little pots on, and then for the foxies, the kitties, and the Highland cows, you've got the mushrooms on them just to decorate the bottom. Now again, with these ones, if you don't glue them in, you will be able to interchange them. So for example, let's say you have your little foxy one because you wanted to do autumn, and now we move over to Halloween. All that you need to do is just remove the pumpkin, or this one I need to file down. Remove the mushroom, sorry, not the pumpkin, then pop that one in, and then change your little hanging character to the witch, and then that's done. So I hope that was useful for you guys, and I hope that you guys will be able to assemble yours. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Hope that helps. Bye.